Hey, what's going on guys? It's me, Aiden, from Cartoon Apocalypse, and welcome back to another video about the Owl House. Now this video is about the 10th episode of the Owl House, and actually, according to Disney Channel PR on Twitter, this is the mid-season 1 finale, so that must mean that we're halfway through the season, so now we are entering a hiatus. So we don't have any new episode titles or dates confirmed, but when we do, I will be sure to make a video on it. So if you want to stay updated on all of the news, you can go ahead and leave a like and subscribe for more content similar to this. But without any further ado, let's go ahead and talk about this episode, and this episode is called Escape of the Talisman. Now, for this being a mid-season finale, it seemed really anticlimactic to me. I don't know, I was sort of expecting more, like there to be like, I don't know, I mean, I guess there was a revelation, but it wasn't super big, it wasn't stuff that was like necessarily new, and I will talk about that here in a second, but I don't know, I guess I was just expecting more, but then again, this is just the season 1 mid-finale, so it's not like they have introduced a big villain, but that's sort of what I was expecting them to do in this finale, so I'm thinking that this first season isn't necessarily going to be focusing on a main villain, it's going to be focusing on the thing that I'll mention here in a second. So this episode had a couple main goals. One of them was to get Owlbert and Luz to sort of bond, because, I don't know, that's just sort of what's been happening throughout this first season so far. Luz is getting used to the environment, she's getting closer to the people that she lives with, etc. So that's sort of just what this first season, or this first part of the season has been developing. So it's good to see that, I guess. But the other thing that we learned is that Ida's elixir isn't working anymore. And the reason why I say this isn't really a new development is because Ida was saying that to Lily, even though she was just sort of joking, or it kind of played off like she was joking, but I didn't think she was actually joking, so I said that in the video that I talked about it in. I was like, well, this is probably where they're going to be heading throughout the season, and so far, the show has done nothing but support that idea. Because really, you would think that if they had a big main villain that they would reveal it in the mid-season finale, and the main thing that they did reveal in this mid-season finale is that Ida's elixir is not working anymore, so I'm pretty sure that by the end of the season, we are going to be seeing Ida's curse be lifted. That just seems like the most logical option because that's sort of what they've been focusing on this season. So I don't know, if you have any other ideas, let me know down in the comments. This one just seems like the most logical one. Now this episode did teach us a bit about talismans, and this is sort of just preparing us for when Luz eventually does get a staff. But when we learned that the Bat Queen was actually a previous talisman, and then she revealed all these other talismans, I was like, wouldn't it be really interesting, especially for a mid-season finale, for Luz to get a staff? I don't know. That just was sort of what was going through my head, and I was like, well, that would actually make this a mid-season finale because that would be a pretty big development. However, the other part of me was like, well, that doesn't really make too much sense. I mean, I guess if she rescued one of the lost talismans, then that would be sort of cool. But Ida mentioned earlier in the season that you had to like earn it, and this didn't really seem like she was earning it, more of just like she was just adopting it. So it didn't really make too much sense. So I was like, well, it would make for an interesting episode and whatnot, but it doesn't make too much sense story-wise. So I think what they did was probably the best option. But like I said before, this episode just seemed pretty anticlimactic for it being a mid-season finale. So I don't know, we'll just have to see where this story goes. Like, who knows, maybe the next 10 episodes are gonna be like these crazy action-filled episodes where we get toffee and I don't know, just making stuff up here. But yeah, I don't know, I think that's really all I have to talk about for this episode. If you did enjoy, you can leave a like and subscribe for more content similar to this, and I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.